Hello, everybody out there. We want to welcome you back to another episode of the Nerdy Bookshelf. I'm your host, Woody, and with me is.
LoneGamer.
And Dreamer Girl.
Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed the previous 5 episodes. But today we're going to be joining them, uh, talking about some of our favorite 90s TV shows and the fashion statements they made. Are they really cringy, or did they actually have a statement to say that transcended the ages?
Or did they have shoulder pads?
Yes. Or was it just 90s neon and terrible fashion decisions?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's talk about our first show, and that is.
Well, I guess we're going to find out what pops up because I'm in charge of sharing the screen today. They gave me the power.
Yep.
Oh no, what did we do?
Oh, no.
Oh no! But yes, we gave Dreamer some responsibility for this episode. So
Do.
are we
Did it
doing
work? Did it work?
No.
No.
Well, it says I'm sharing the screen.
Hmm. I have no idea.
Uh, Let me try something else. Let me try something
Oh,
else.
I do apologize for this momentary lapse of
For our technical difficulties.
as we're trying to work out how to.
Because if you hit share screen,
I have no idea how we're doing this. So.
because like it's saying I'm sharing the screen.
But all we can see is you.
That's so.
Oh, here we go.
bizarre. Did it work? Did it work?
There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey! I actually had to shit. It came up as a guest. I do apologize for this. So, the first show we have here is Third Rock from the Sun. We all know Third Rock from the Sun as that quirky 90s sitcom about a group of aliens led by John Lithgow, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and French Stewart as they crash land on Earth to study humans. And this is them trying to fit in with Earth society.
I mean, they did fairly well.
For the most part.
I mean,
Yep.
there's no shoulder pads really.
No.
I mean,
So you can
this is the worst one.
So you can see John Lithgow in the middle there, in what appears to be a tweed jacket and a shirt and tie, obviously because he's if I remember rightly, Gamer, wasn't he like a science teacher at a college or university?
I believe so.
But look at that tie.
Yeah, that tie's kind of out there.
That tie
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yeah, but you also have to realize that he is supposed to be an alien from another planet, so you can kind of understand why he doesn't quite understand how to put outfits together, as an actual human would.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why French Stewart in the bottom right there as the idiot Harry, he's just sort of more outlandishly dressed.
True.
And then you have Joseph Gordon-Levitt next to him there, dressed as a very typical 90s teenager in what
He actually
appears to
looks
be,
probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
yeah, in a shirt, what appears to be khakis, and a pair of
Those are
Converse.
khakis. I'd say those are like just some green pants.
Yeah.
So do we want to go to the next slide, or what do we want to do?
So are we good with it?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so we got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Can we zoom in a little bit on this one?
I don't. I can try.
Here we go. So here we have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from the 1993 season. So what we have here is the core 6.
Mm-hmm.
So at the back there we have Zach wearing what appears to be one of Tommy's green sleeveless plaid shirts.
That the sleeves got ripped off.
Do you think his mom yelled at him for tearing the sleeves off another plaid shirt?
She was probably like, "I bought that from Sears.
In her
I
head, she's
paid
like,
so much money."
"Ah, crud, not again."
Yep.
Now the
Underneath
question
there,
is, where do you think that Tommy, his get up, where do you think it came from?
well, what we seem to have there is a green sweatshirt, a pair of jeans, and what appears to be a pair of green combat boots.
Or just boots. They could just be boots.
Or work boots, whatever. So I think, those are well-worn Levi's or Wranglers, so it's probably had them a good while.
Or that could have been the fad. So
Yeah.
then we buy them.
Though I will have to admit, though, it is interesting seeing Jason right at the very front wearing actual full sleeves on his plaid shirt.
Well, maybe his mom told him if he tore another, shirt that he was dead. And then, of course, you have Billy, the best dressed of all of them, other than Kimberly.
Oh well, Kimberly's in her Valley Girl sundress that she probably bought from The Gap.
The Gap, or Neiman Marcus.
Or maybe she could have gone to Abercrombie and Fitch.
That's possible. And then you have Trini, who just looks the most comfortable.
Yep.
The more normal looking outfit.
Well, other than Billy. Billy's is fairly normal.
Yeah, you can tell that Billy just chose the comfort over style.
Comfort over fashion.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I would say that their styles, it did age very well.
I mean, you can tell it's very sort of turn of the decade, very early 90s. You can just definitely see the sort of grunge influence, especially on Jason.
Except Jason, you can still find plaid shirts like that at stores today.
Yeah, but you can see the sort of grunge influences from Eddie Vedder and stuff.
True.
Peeking through here.
I wonder what will be next.
Next one is Married with Children Season 1. Or the early seasons. So can we zoom in a little here? Here we go. So on the left there, we've got Steve and Marcy. And then on the right-hand side of the photo, you've got the Bundys.
We'll say that other than the hair.
Yeah, that hair is out there.
I would say that other than the hair and then the shoulder pads about here.
Oh, yeah, you can tell that Marcy's got the shoulder pads going on.
I mean, other than the shoulder pads and the hair, I would say you could see it today.
I mean, if you look at Al, he's reasonably well dressed in a shirt, slacks, and a pair of shoes.
A typical dad outfit of that era.
Yeah, you got Bud wearing the wearing the sweatshirt, the jeans, and the Nikes.
Mm-hmm.
Though I think though you can definitely see the turn up cuffs is very 90s.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say this outfit, you could see
Kelly.
it today. Kelly,
Cal-
you can see her outfit. Honestly, you'd probably still see it today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
a
even
more
this one,
modernized version of it, at least.
you would still see it today, minus the wild '80s hair.
Peggy's bouffant, the beehive.
Yeah.
I actually have a regular at my work who has that kind of hairstyle.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
so you do actually see the Peggy Bundy bouffant even now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you look at Steve, he's wearing what appears to be a polo shirt or some kind of button-down shirt, a jacket, and slacks.
I mean, you would see that even today.
Is
It's
that a
this getup that you wouldn't see.
Marcy Darcy's pantsuit? Very
Well,
late.
if you did see it, it would be without these shoulder pads, and the top button would not be buttoned.
Is she? It's very difficult to see from here, but I think is she wearing like a bow tie?
It might be.
Yeah,
Is she
that
wearing?
looks either a bow tie or there's a color underneath the collar.
So she's wearing. Yeah. So Marcy's pantsuit is very late 80s,
I agree.
but you can kind of see that with Marcy, she's trying to project that she's got money.
Oh
The
yeah,
fact she's wearing the more high end shirt with the tie, the high end jacket, the high end pants.
And then the hair.
Yeah.
yeah. Her outfit out of everybody in that picture just screams, "I have money."
And I also am stuck in the 90s.
that
The late
that was
80s to 90s.
yeah. This is like 88, 89, very like close of the 80s, turn of the decade.
Where everybody else's, you could see it today.
Yeah.
In some.
I mean, even when you look at Bud's general outfit of the sweatshirt, the jeans, and the trainers,
Now,
that's
I do have a question.
well.
Where do we think this outfit came from?
Who knows? Knowing
Kind of see that. It's
well,
like
then
either Kohl's, maybe
Kelly.
Sears.
Maybe Gap.
Thing is, if you also got to remember that Kelly was definitely the whole part of that whole mole rat generation.
So maybe the Gap.
You have then again, given the fact that Al was a shoe salesman, could he really afford?
Well, her shoes would have been free.
Could he have afforded Kelly's shopping trips?
I mean, you have to think clothing back then wouldn't have cost as much as it does now.
Mm. True. But okay, moving on. Oh, can we zoom in a bit on this one? Okay, so this is the later seasons of Married with Children. Gamer, if you notice in the background, we've now got Jefferson Darcy. Because in the series, Steve and Marcy divorced, and she married somebody else.
Mhm.
So here we have, this is sort of the early to mid 90s fashions.
You would honestly see some of it today.
So if you've noticed that Al here has traded in the work shirt and the tie for the plaid shirt and slacks.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that Peggy has traded in the 1950s style shirt and leggings for, a skirt, a vest top, and a overcoat
Hmm.
and a cardigan.
It looks more like a cardigan to me, or like a
Yeah,
hybrid.
yeah, that's what I mean. She's trade, so you can see that she's traded in the previous outfit for something more fitting for the mid-90s.
Yeah, I would basically say, compared to the last image, you could still see basically all these outfits today to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've even got Jefferson in the background wearing a denim shirt.
I would say the only one you wouldn't see today is this one.
Marcy's outfit.
Yeah, Marcy is still like stuck. Like you would not see this, but you would probably see. I mean, you still can get plaid shirts. Like
I
these
mean,
would
the
be
thing,
fine. This outfit you would see today in some.
and you also got to think that Marcy is still projecting money.
And then absolutely you would see something like this today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kelly wearing a sundress.
Kelly would fit in right well in this decade.
Yeah, with a sleeveless dress. But yeah, okay. That's moving on. So here we have another. Going back to Third Rock from the Sun.
And again, we
So
have the tweed.
the tweed jacket with
Outrageous tie.
the shirt and tie. You've got French Stewart out there as Harry with the wild sweater.
We have this.
I mean, the belly top was very 90s.
I mean, you
Mhm.
can still see this today. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
mine
but
is the crazy belt.
yeah, but you got to remember that belly top was very sort of like late 90s, sort of like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears type.
And then, ironically, you would see this today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Her outfit you would definitely see.
And
This
then you've
one
still,
you might see.
but again, it's a very normal outfit.
This is just.
Well, yeah, it's because if you remember, French Stewart's character of Harry was supposed to be the idiot of the group,
He definitely dresses it.
and obviously, the fact that he was more out there in his fashion sense.
But I would say out of all of them, you would possibly see something like this today.
I mean,
Mhm.
the
Minus
fact
the
that
crazy tie.
I mean, the fact that John Lithgow's character in the series, he's supposed to be a science teacher in a high school to university setting. It does, that whole tweed shirt and tie fits that aesthetic,
Yeah.
especially since he's a bit more, it fits in with that eccentric teacher, science teacher motif.
Pretending to be a human when really you're an alien.
Yeah. So, that could easily be passed off as him being a little eccentric.
I mean, why didn't he just wear this? That's pretty eccentric.
Oh, true. But I suppose a tweed jacket, a purple shirt, and a red tie with what appears to be a bird design on it.
And then the polka dotted pocket square.
Yeah, that just screams eccentric science nerd.
I don't
Mhm.
know. The birds. You could argue scream science nerd too.
Oh, well, I suppose it was just because he's supposed to be an idiot, and that's what he thought the 90s humans wore.
Maybe.
I mean, and then again, you've got Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character on the left there, looking the most normal out of the entire lot
Mm-hmm.
for a mid-90s teenager.
Yep.
Mhm.
I wonder what's next.
We have. Oh, can we zoom in? Again, we have late season Married with Children, another shot so you get a better look at some of the outfits. So again, you got Al and Bud wearing plaid shirts.
Still very relevant.
And then you got Bud wearing a white undershirt in his, and his is open.
Which again is very still relevant.
Yeah, and then you've still got Marcy's out of style haircut.
And outfit.
Yeah, which says that even though she's got money, she is not trendy. She has no fashion sense. But even Jefferson is very trendy for the era.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hair is still kind of out there.
I mean,
I wonder if she has a bump it under it.
She probably did back then.
Either that or back then, the women were just really good at teasing it. And like it was probably held with hairspray and a prayer.
But then again, it could have been given the fact that, if you remember in the series, the Bundys weren't exactly rich. It was probably more trickery than actual style, if you know what I mean. So the next one is...
We got some Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh, Lord.
So zoom in a little here. Zoom in a little. So this is from the original Day of the Dumpster pilot from late 1992. So here we can see what the cast were wearing in that original pilot. So you see Billy there, early Billy wearing the open shirt with the khaki jeans.
I still like the dungarees better.
Yeah.
You got Trini wearing the white shirt with the yellow pants. Jason wearing a plain white shirt, jeans, and a pair of trainers. Kimberly wearing the shorts.
And her black tank top.
Yeah, and the pink... notice there you got Billy and Kimberly being a bit more coordinated with their footwear.
And then Zach.
Wearing the black slacks with the vest top, the tank top, and the waistcoat over the top.
It's just a weird thing.
Is this realistic to 1992 teenagers?
I would say, honestly, probably Jason, Trini, this is probably was, and so is Kimberly's. But this...
Zach was always the one whose outfits were a little bit out there.
I don't think I would ever have seen that.
Zach was definitely out there in terms of fashion sense.
But I will say this, Trini and Kimberly's outfits, you would still see today.
Oh, yeah.
Just the pink shorts would be shorter, and there would be no belt.
Yeah, and obviously this is Jason getting more grunge and tearing the sleeves off his plaid
I'll also
shirts.
say that the socks would be no-shows.
Oh, so Kimberly's thick, what appears to be gym socks.
You wouldn't see those today.
No.
Okay, so no thick white. Also, I noticed that both Kimberly and Billy have opted for low-rise Converse.
You would still... Well, we don't know if Billy's are low-rise or not because they're under his pants.
But it also kind of makes me wonder, given the fact that this was 1992, was this their actual wardrobe?
It might have been. At least some pieces, maybe.
Yeah, and notice that Jason's only hint of red is the ring around his collar.
And those pants.
And his
Yeah.
hair too.
Yeah. It's just quite interesting that everyone else is rather out there in what color ranges they are going to be.
But honestly, that could have just been the shirt type that he was wearing too.
Yeah, but you notice that it's he's got red stitching around the collar.
I like the outfit that ends up being in Day of the Dumpster.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the fact is that most of these outfits could actually be worn today. I mean, if you think about, even if you look at Billy, the dual open shirts, the jeans, and the Converse.
You would see that today.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And then Trini's you would see today.
The sort of tank top style shirt.
You would see the white shirt with like the puffy sleeve.
And
the midriff shirt.
The yellow trousers.
Yeah, and then the black shoes, you'd see that today. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, Jason even wearing just a white crew neck shirt and a pair of jeans.
You would honestly see that today. And then Kimberly's you definitely would see today minus the socks.
And the thing is,
and the belt.
It's quite interesting seeing Kimberly pre-mole rat.
Really, the only one you would not see is Zach's.
With the tank top, the parachute pants, and
the vest.
The waistcoat, or vest as you call it.
I wonder what's next.
We have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh my gosh.
So,
oh my gosh.
Oh, you can just tell right off the bat the choice in outfits were different.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Can we zoom in a little here? Can we zoom in?
Mm-hmm.
So automatically we can look at the size of those shoulder pads in Hillary's jacket.
Those shoulder pads. The shoulder pads. You would not see any of these today.
I mean, the fact you could see... Actually, I don't know. Ashley's outfit could pass today.
No, not with the belt.
No, but
and
I mean,
don't
the
think
fact...
we see people wearing shorts with tights under them.
I mean, the fact she's wearing, a floral shirt and then you've either got a denim skirt or denim shorts.
That's like a plaid shirt. If you're talking about this, that's like a plaid shirt with some, it looks like denim shorts, maybe.
Or a denim skirt.
And then, this...
Yeah. I mean, Will's is definitely, you do not see that today.
Oh, no, you would never... No, nobody would be caught, at all.
Wearing that orange...
With the bucket hat.
The bucket hat.
Was that
the
a bucket
orange...
hat? Or is that... No, was that a side hat?
That looks like a bucket hat.
It's
and
a
then
bucket.
You have this monstrosity. These monstrosities where he's trying to do a crotch shot.
The orange sweater, the orange shorts, and then you got the orange gym socks.
And then combat boots.
With the boots. Ooh.
Just be happy it's not a Speedo.
Oh my god.
I mean, but then again, with Uncle Phil there, he's kind of dressed fairly normal. I mean, the fact he's wearing what appears to be a wool jacket, a shirt, and slacks.
I mean, you might see this today. You possibly could see something similar. And
then you've got Carlton's rugby shirt. Rugby shirt.
Now, you couldn't tell, at least from this picture, that Carlton has money.
I mean,
with this outfit.
If you actually look at this photo, you can tell that everyone else, people aside from Will have money.
To a degree, yeah. But with Carlton, at least in this image for me, it looks like you can't tell that he has money.
Now, my question is this, Lone Gamer, where do you think Carlton buys his clothes?
I would probably, it'd be a toss up between Abercrombie, bleh, if I could speak English. Abercrombie and Fitch or Gap, in my opinion.
Yeah, or Neiman Marcus. You could almost argue Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom's.
I mean, that shirt is probably like a genuine Polo Ralph Lauren.
So then it's probably like Neiman Marcus.
You know, a Ralph Lauren, polo shirt with it. I mean, Will, God knows where he found those monstrosities.
Thrift store.
Thrift store or the homeless clown behind the dumpster? I'm sorry, but
I mean, you could tell with like Ashley, she's trying to be more
sophisticated.
Trendy.
She might have gotten it from like Neiman Marcus.
You can tell she's got the money, but she's also trying to be a bit trendier.
And where do you think this came from?
That's
Saks Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That's if she didn't have it tailored.
She would have had it tailored with her own personal tailor, but she initially bought it at Saks Fifth Avenue, which also Carlton could have gone to as well.
Because because Hillary, she's not the kind of person to have bought off the rack. Was she?
No, not that I can remember.
She didn't seem like the kind of person that would have bought off the rack as a person. What I mean is she wouldn't have gone to Sears and bought that pantsuit.
No, that's why I think either like Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus would have come from somewhere, and then she would have taken it to her tailor.
Got it
fit perfectly to her body.
Yep.
Then whose idea was it for the shoulder pads?
The 90s.
The 90s.
It was very 90s for women to have these like large shoulder pads because they wanted women to look like linebackers,
Yeah.
And I mean, just remember watching Walker Texas Ranger and Alex's giant shoulder pads, some of which could actually be used as a flight deck for an aircraft carrier. And then you've obviously, are we going to say that Jeffrey's outfit is tailored as well?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
If it isn't, I would be shocked.
Yeah. Okay, so next one. Oh, zoom in. So we have a very early Married with Children here, gamer. I mean, just look at how young Bud looks on the...
Oof.
So this is... So what we have here is a very late... This is definitely like in the 87, 88 range.
High 80s.
Yeah, this is definitely pre-end of the 80s.
Honestly, the only thing I could think of that you might see today is like something similar to how the men are dressed. Like this, you wouldn't really see this.
Oh, no.
I mean,
you
look
wouldn't
at
really see something like this even.
The plaid shirt on Kelly.
Maybe.
You might see something similar, but not quite like as bunched.
Not quite 100%.
And then this, you might see more.
I mean, look at Al wearing the overcoat with the shirt, tie, and slacks.
You'd see something like that even today.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Steve on the back left there with the expensive suit.
Like those, like I feel like that the men outfits you would see more today, just with less shoulder pad.
Yeah, because you can see the shoulder pads in Steve's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you also notice as well with Peggy, notice her hair is much darker compared to
The bright orange-ish.
the bright flame orange that she had in later seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. I think that's, and then also, Dave, I was going to say, if you go back and look at Marcy with that, that hairstyle and the whatever. I don't know what she's wearing there,
I don't know either. That's just
but it just goes to show that even in 1988, she basically was not fashionable.
And still scream. I can't tell if she screams money in this outfit.
She kind of, yeah, she could tell. You could tell that was I mean, if you look at Steve's suit, those were expensive, but obviously it's just, while Steve is a bit more fashionable, Marcy isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving back on. So here we have, zoom in a little. We have all six Rangers outfits from late season 1.
oh no.
Oh,
So
Lord.
they on the on the top left there, you've got Austin St. John as Jason with the sleeveless plaid shirt.
And the hair.
The hair.
Yeah. And what appears to be a red
Tank
vest
top.
underneath, red tank top and the jeans.
His mom probably killed him.
Well, look at Tommy. I'm sure Tommy's mom killed him for tearing those sleeves off.
Yeah, that shirt looks like it would have come from like Sears.
Yeah.
So so his mom got him a nice green work shirt from Sears, and he cut the sleeves off.
But then look at Kimberly.
Wearing, the sundress, yeah, I could see today. The hat, yes, but the
Not together.
but
The shoes is what throws the outfit off.
Yeah, you would not see the shoes. Now they'd either wear flip-flops or they would wear some kind of ballerina flat or some kind of ridiculous heel.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what I was saying, I was going to say the ridiculous thick socks and what appeared to be combat boots. It just doesn't work.
You could still do the combat boots. You would just switch the socks for something
less visible.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Billy on the front there wearing the polo shirt and khaki slacks.
You would see that today.
Mm-hmm.
With the high top Converse.
And then you have Zach in the back. You would see that today.
Yeah, because he's wearing the vest top and the parachute pants.
And then just not the parachute pants. You'd see the tank top. Twee, you would, Trini, you would definitely see that today.
Yep.
And then over on the other side, where we have...
This is how they look today. So, yeah, you can see that these are more modern fashions. But, yeah, the left-hand picture is where we were looking because of, obviously...
Jason's and Tommy's moms would have killed them.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Look at this.
Oh, boy.
So zoom in a little here. We have got Home Improvement.
I mean, look at that plaid.
Yep.
Look at that plaid.
Yep.
All the plaid.
And then you...
And the mullet. And the mullets.
Yep.
Like there's a slight mullet here.
Oh, you could definitely see it.
And then
and then
the mullet. And the mullet.
So it's interesting that Al and Tim are probably about the only two there that could still pass today,
Yep.
given the fact it's literally plaid shirts and jeans.
And then we have
Wilson. I mean, I even love the fact the actor's hiding his face.
but I mean, really, you would see something similar to this today.
Oh,
Just because the hair is
the,
not even, that big.
the sleeveless denim.
It's like a denim, like kind of like a.
It's passable to a degree these days.
But this, no.
No.
This
No.
This you could absolutely see, just minus the hair.
Mm-hmm.
The plaid open shirt with the t-shirt underneath and the jeans.
Yeah. You'd see that, just not the mullet.
And then you got that pattern shirt on the far right there.
You would not see that at all. You'd get made fun of.
That is 90s.
And that's like 90s that should stay like buried under
That
cement.
screams like 90s office party vibes.
Yeah, but I mean,
or like 90s awkward child mom picked my outfit.
Yeah, probably from Walmart because it was like the coolest, trendiest thing there.
And then this probably came from Walmart too, but he has the top buttons on.
Oh, God.
That's so bad. Like, this is the worst one. Like, these two are the worst that we've ever seen.
And it's just out.
Then you have
it's just
Jonathan
out.
Taylor Thomas just doing his thing.
I mean, he's the most passable. He's the most passable.
The one you could possibly still see today out of the three boys.
Wearing that outfit.
His outfit you could still see today.
Jill's you could still see to an extent.
Yeah.
And I don't know about this. Like,
But I mean, if you look at Al back there, the plaid shirt, that's normal.
That's just Al.
Al and Tim, though, they're both normally dressed and could still pass today.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And let's see.
Oh, we got another. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No shoulder pads.
Not really. There's like a hint. There's like a slight hint right here. They're just not as like
prominent
in your face.
So we've actually got Will dressed somewhat normally this time round.
Carlton and his Ralph Lauren.
I mean, it's quite interesting comparing these two photos that Colton has chosen. In the previous photo, he chose a UK rugby shirt, and now here he's wearing a cricket shirt.
Well, maybe he's trying to keep you.
He's wearing a British cricket sweater.
But I mean, at least Will's covered, and he's not doing a crotch shot.
No,
and he's wearing pants.
I mean, if you look though, he's wearing like his Ralph Lauren shirt underneath. He's got his cricket shirt over the top and a pair of nice slacks.
Slacks, yeah. And I mean, I feel like this you could see today without the hat and without the thick socks.
You got the bear. Yeah, you got Ashley wearing the beret.
And this you would see today just with the shoulder pads non-existent.
But then you got Uncle Phil wearing a high-end suit.
But this you would not really see today.
No.
Well, that's very preppy. You probably would.
Preppy, but you wouldn't see it to that degree.
You probably would on some, like, I don't know, Yale campus or something.
Or Harvard.
Yeah.
Not anywhere we would go.
Yeah, where you've got the old money.
Well, He does look like he has old money. It looks like it smells.
And then you got Jeffrey wearing a more relaxed suit compared to what we saw previously.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
And then
a more
this, you would
comfortable
see
looking.
this minus the like big earrings
Yeah,
and the hat.
Aunt Viv. Oh, so zoom in on this one. So we got a core 6 Power Rangers
Oh, dear God.
outfit photo
Can
here
we just
showing
talk about this shirt for a minute?
that Zach's. So we got Zach now with dreadlocks. This is after he ditched the flat top. Because if you notice, earlier in season 1, he had that very early '90s flat top.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then look, Jason's mom would have killed him.
Yep.
But
Jason's
look, Tommy doesn't have his sleeves ripped off.
Well, that's probably. Well, I was going to say that is a jacket. So
Yeah, but
obviously,
he used to tear them off.
yeah, but it's not a work shirt or
That and
the
his
fish.
mom probably said, "Tommy, I swear, if you rip those sleeves off."
I mean, at least it's not that Hot Topic fishnet that we had
Oh
one.
my gosh. I want to
He
know, how did he convince his mama to
to
buy that? I want to know what he slipped in her tea.
maybe he bought it off his own, with his own birthday money or something. I don't know.
Either that, and how did he get out of the house with that on? Because if I'd seen that fishnet shirt, I'd have turned and said, "Tommy Oliver, you go and you change clothes now, young man."
You march your butt back up those stairs right now.
Be like, "You're not wearing those. Your father will kill you."
You are not leaving this house wearing that.
Be like, burn it.
Yeah. So yeah, you got Jason wearing the rip sleeve plaid shirt.
I'd say that's from Walmart.
Yeah,
That screams Walmart.
The plaid shirt came from Walmart. Did he just ripped the sleeves off?
He ripped the sleeves off because he hated it so much.
Or was it because he's wanting to show off those guns?
Well, he's like, I worked hard at the youth center, pumping iron. I must show this off.
Yeah, got to show off those guns, right?
And then,
And then you've got
Tommy has him covered up.
yeah, but he is wearing the vest underneath.
He's like, I have Kimberly. Nobody else needs to look at those guns other than her.
Then you got Trini wearing what appears to be,
Overalls.
dungaree
They're like a more
overalls. Yeah.
fashionable version of I would just call them overalls because they're not really dungarees.
And here we see here you see the transition of Billy as well.
in that large and in charge polo shirt.
He's wearing he's gone to Sears. He's ditched the denim dungarees and the striped shirt. He's now going for the khaki slacks and the over.
And he has his hair just like swoosh.
Yep.
And then Kimberly. Oh, Kimberly.
Maybe this is the point where Trini's brought him out of his shell, and he's got that newfound confidence.
And then you have Kimberly. You would see something similar to that today.
The fact she's wearing a dress over a shirt.
Yeah, it's she has, so that way she could wear it at school, because at school you wouldn't be able to wear the spaghetti straps by themselves.
But she's got the pink t-shirt underneath.
Yeah, so she could totally pass it at school.
Hence why Trini she's wearing the dungarees with the yellow shirt.
Yes, she could wear that to school.
Okay. So
the only one
see,
who might not actually pass at school today would be Jason.
but here you can actually see the transitional point between the 90s fashion. So we're leaving the early 90s behind. We're going into the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So next up we have oh, zoom in. We got another Day of the Dumpster pilot photo here, showcasing some of a bit more of the outfits.
Oh, look at Jason. He's like, look at these women.
Yeah, but if you notice again, you've got the tease of the red in the sleeves.
Actually, yeah, it's in the sleeves.
So you've got you've got the red stitching around the neck. You've got the red sleeves. Well, obviously this is the ones where he's not before he had the plaid shirts that he ripped the sleeves off.
Yeah, because his mom probably threatened him.
So again, we're going back to the very early 90s here. This is 91, 92.
The thick socks.
Yeah. Well, look at you can see Zach wearing the thick
It looks
socks.
like those are high tops. So he's wearing high tops. She wears low tops.
Okay, so you got high top. So, but you still got them sort of matching in the fact they're both wearing Converse.
See, he looks too like not nerdy to be Billy.
Yeah.
Because he's got the guns.
He's and again, if you look at the style, he's wearing the the dual open shirts, the khakis, and the Converse.
He just looks too like heartthrobby.
Yeah.
Not that like David Yost was not a heartthrob. He was in his own way. But this just looks...
Yeah, then you compare it to like early season 1 Billy, which I think we do have one later on where it is the shirt and the dungarees.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So here, zoom in a little. So we got another look at some of the Power Rangers outfits. So there on the left-hand side, we got Bulk and Skull with Bulk's probable own personal style. Well, I don't know, that apricot shirt. Oof.
Who knows?
With the dual jackets and the jeans.
Mm-hmm.
But you got Billy there wearing. Oh, he's getting the guns out because he's got the vest.
We have to think he'd probably been working out with Jason.
Yeah, but here you go. You got Jason wearing the red pants with the plaid shirt that he's probably tore the sleeves off again.
They have Kimberly. Like, you might see something similar to this today, minus the belt and this thing.
The vest.
Yeah, you wouldn't see the vest today. The vest would be dead. It'd be burned.
That hot pink, the hot pink vest.
But you would see something similar, minus his belt and the vest.
Yeah.
And if she's wearing thick socks, there would be no thick socks.
And then you got, you see there Zach with the flat top haircut.
And then you would see Trini's outfit, you would probably see today, unless she's wearing thick socks.
Yeah.
But other than the thick socks, you would...
Yeah, that's what... Again, like you say, Trini and Kimberly have done it. But then again, you got to, like you're saying earlier, the outfits Trini and Kimberly are wearing so they can pass school.
Mm-hmm. Except her shorts might be a little short, but she'd have to fold that.
Yeah.
Just a hair.
Yeah. But yeah, so so how much trouble do you think Jason was in there?
A lot. Yes. He's probably grounded for the rest of his life.
His mom went to Walmart, bought him another plaid shirt,
and said, "If you're gonna, rip the sleeves off, I'm just gonna pay for Walmart."
Oh, is that one? Was that the one that came from Sears?
Yeah. She was like, "Fine, if you're gonna, rip the sleeves off, Jason, then I'm just gonna make you wear Walmart."
Oh, and then you've also got with Zach the baseball shirt.
I mean, it's still fairly, common today.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the the tank top on Billy you would see today.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What do we got next? Ah, here we go. Zoom
Now
in a
see,
little.
this is better. No mullet.
So here we have what appears to
Except
is this
Tim kind of has a little bit of one.
is this later season?
No, this is early.
Oh, so here we go. We have very early home improvement. So what? This is like early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what do you think? So what
I
do you
would say
think here?
see, this wouldn't really go today.
The plaid, was that overalls with the plaid?
Yeah. And then this you would see minus this around the waist.
Oh, the tied sweatshirt,
And then this you might see, maybe.
the striped shirt with the pants and the.
But like Tim's and again Al's you'd see today, and you might see this today.
I mean, Tim, I don't know if the red shirt,
You
the
might see
shirt
something
might,
similar.
the red button down. I don't think that might pass today.
I don't know. Calvin had something that was very similar to that.
But Al kind of still transcends time a little.
And I think that's it. That's the last one.
Yeah. So
And let me just figure out how to. There you go.
so after this, so where do we think most of this shopping was done back then?
I would say it probably started off as like. I would honestly say Kimberly probably went to the Gap.
Yep.
Or Abercrombie.
Okay.
And then I would say Billy probably went to Gap and Sears.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe that was after he got his much needed confidence boost.
Trini, I would say she probably shopped the Gap and probably like trying to think where else could she have gone? Maybe like on sale Neiman Marcus.
Yeah. What you mean on the last season or two's deep discounts?
Yes. Poor gamer.
Yeah, I think he fell asleep on us.
I don't know.
I think he did. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Does anybody have a permanent marker?
I might just. I didn't do anything, so I swear. But anyway, so out of those what we showed today, Dreamer, what would you say were some of your favorite styles?
I mean, obviously, like Kimberly. I mean, you can't go wrong with Kimberly's style.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong with Married with Children because it's still relevant. Home Improvement is still relevant, but the Fresh Prince, no.
You think Fresh Prince is the one that did where the fashion didn't really stand the test of time too well?
I feel like messaging him.
Gamer, hello. What, you fell asleep? I do apologize.
I messaged him.
Do you know what? I think what I might do. I'm just gonna. There we go.
He's out. He's had a busy day.
Yes. Sorry about that. Anyway, so would you say that the Fresh Prince is one of the ones that really didn't stand the test of time that well compared to yeah, compared to the others.
That's correct. Like I feel like some of the Married with Children didn't really hold up, but for the most part,
So, out of the 5 shows we saw today, which do you think out of those 5 stood the test of time, fashion-wise, the best?
it'd be a tie between Power Rangers and possibly Married with Children.
Okay.
What about you?
I think. I think in some ways, um, I think Power Rangers does kind of, especially some of the stuff later on, kind of stands the test of time a bit better than some of the stuff. Especially when you factor in the sort of, the Converse, the slacks, the jeans, and the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, discounting Will Smith, in some ways, I do kind of think the Fresh Prince kind of stood the test of time quite well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you discount, the character of Will, you think how Carlton, Hillary, all those they dressed, their style never really went away.
True.
And I mean, considering that they were supposed to be a rather upscale, rich family, with high-end jobs,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that, the Uncle Phil has an Armani suit, well, those never really go out of style, do they?
No, an Armani suit would be like the most timeless.
If Hillary's wearing an Armani sport coat, that's going to last her a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's that sort of thing that's the reason I was saying the early stuff in regards to that Married with Children. I mean, in some ways I do kind of agree because some of the outfits, like on Kelly, Steve.
It's now made me want to go and watch Married with Children because I don't remember ever actually.
Yeah, they do kind of pass muster even today, considering the fact that there's some people still wear slacks, a shirt and tie.
So I think what I might do when I get some time, and now that y'all have piqued my interest on Married with Children, I may have to go down a rabbit hole, and you might not hear from me for like a few days.
Well, like we said in the episode earlier, though, is I think it's interesting when you see that this Marcy exudes the money, but has no fashion sense.
Mm-hmm.
So she just goes to the store, buys an expensive pantsuit, like we showed in that earlier photo, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Especially with the haircut she has.
Oh, that haircut. That was like very like 80s to 90s with it being like so big. Like you'd have to think if she was Southern, like the Southerners were like bigger than Jesus.
Yeah.
Closer to heaven.
Yeah. And the fact is that, that the fact that Peg Bundy, even with the big hair, she still kind of had a fashion sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd like to thank you all for joining us on this little journey through the through the 90s, having a look at fashion, haircuts.
And accepting our technical difficulties.
Yes, I do appreciate that. And once again, we apologize for the little hiccups. Starting the slideshow and gamer falling asleep on the stream. But
I mean, Woody, be honest. Have you ever fallen asleep on a stream?
actually, yeah, I have done a number of times.
So there you go. That's why we are understanding that he has a really weird sleep schedule.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I've been your host, Woody, and with me is
Dreamer Girl.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.